So I want to start what I think with the most important question. Cara, it's for you. Kamina has such a unique look that I am curious if you've ever wanted, or if you ever did, leave set with full makeup, the tattoos and everything, go to Starbucks or a store and be like, oh, I get treated a lot different in makeup.
Do you know what? I've never done it. I've never wandered around town as drummer. I missed my chance. Do you know what? I feel like I'm just so eager to take it off, to be honest. It's so drummer. It's so intense. And to part of, leaving the day behind, the ritual of taking that makeup off is, it's an important part of leaving it all behind, to be honest.
No, completely. I have some friends who act who've explained that to me as well. I just still, I would imagine you'd be treated a lot different with that. You know what I mean?
Neck tattoo, big neck tattoo, for sure.
She definitely wields those glares when she needs it, for the record.
Oh yeah, I can do the glares like even without the makeup or for sure.
She's chastised me several times already today.
I heard from the casting director that's how she got the role.
Yeah, exactly.
So obviously, I'm very thankful to Amazon for saving the series and keeping it on the air and giving it this great last season. And I am curious for the both of you, do you feel like when you need to buy something nowadays, you sort of have to buy it on Amazon?
No.
No, that feels like taking a bite out of my paycheck. If anything, I'm like, oh, I gotta get this somewhere else, because otherwise it's like, what have I done? I've worked for nothing.
Being serious now, the thing about The Expanse is, like me, the fans of the series are very passionate, very engaged, very much following things. What do you think it is about the series and the story that has, captivated so many people?
Oh, do you know what I think is one of the greatest things about this show is that it doesn't dumb itself down in any way, shape, or form. It's not a show you can have on in the background. I think that it assumes the very best of its audience, and I think people respond to that. We don't have to over explain things or explain this with a flashback. I think I think Narain especially, as well as of course all of the writers, but I think we do a really good job of respecting our audience's intelligence.
Mm-hmm. And as a part of that, not giving any clear-cut black and white answers.
Yeah.
I think that, and it's even true about Marco. I mean, nothing is good or evil. There's a full spectrum, and everyone is making choices along that spectrum, and may make choices along different parts of that spectrum. And I wish we could see more of that on television, actually.
Yeah.
The thing about Marco is that he makes excellent points. The things that he's fighting for, you absolutely side with him. I think he maybe just goes a slight bit too far with what he's trying to what he does. So what is it like? What's your take on Marco in terms of I guess you know what I mean? How do you feel about him playing him?
I feel like seeing what he's seen and having experienced what he's experienced, I can't imagine if he had the bandwidth and if he had the capacity and the drive to do whatever it took to make it different. I don't see why he wouldn't. I mean, if somebody didn't have the bandwidth, if somebody didn't have the capacity, if somebody didn't have the intelligence, if somebody didn't have the drive to do it, I understand fully. You just resign yourself to your life and perhaps you give up a little bit or you shrink in order to make it feel okay. But there is nothing about him that's shrunken. There is nothing about him that is willing to play small. Quite to the contrary, he insists on being larger than life and sees him larger than life. And I think there's something really noble about that. There is huge sacrifice that he's willing to make in order to make that a reality. And being a young single father was a huge part of that. The experience of having a life depend on you, and the experience of knowing what you went through and from the bottom of your heart, never wanting your son to have that same experience is a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure to say, hey, I don't know how many more years I have in this life, but if I don't make this situation better for my children, I don't know what my life is worth. And that's the degree of his feeling, his urgency, is that it has to happen for my kid, or my kid is going to suffer in the same way that I did. And I understand that. I can empathize with that. I can empathize with any human being who is suffering and does not want their child to suffer the same, and is willing to make an uproar in some way to make that happen, even if it means that they have to do things that may feel abhorrent. Like I understand that desperation. I'm not condoning it, but I understand it, and I respect that parental love that leads to that.
I've seen the entire final season, and it's fantastic. But I don't know how much you guys are allowed to say. So what are you allowed to tease to the fans about the final season?
Just like go to the very limit, please. What you can say. I mean, I think that the fact that Drummer is still alive is pretty remarkable. I think things seem pretty hopeless for her. So anything really on top of that is just kind of gravy for her. I think it's a really satisfying ending. Without any spoilers, I feel like it answers enough questions and it leaves enough questions unanswered to be, I think, extremely, extremely satisfying for the audience who's been with us for this whole ride.
And I will say, I agree with that. I think they've synthesized the final season and jam-packed it in a really masterful way. And I will also say, you see behind the multiple facades of Marco this season for the first time as the cracks in his psychology become apparent. And you may see parts of him that you didn't know existed, and that's kind of cool.
Well, I'm curious for both of you. You really don't know how much you're going to be featured in a season until you get the scripts. Both of you have really juicy parts this season with a lot to do. What was it like reading those scripts for the first time and being like, oh, this is really good?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I was definitely hired back in season 2 on a guest star role. So for me, I'm just like, this is nuts. Like, what am I doing on the poster now? This is just crazy that this went this way.
You're so cute when you're humble.
Keon knows it's just pretend. I'm actually like, I'm a motherfucking queen. Like, yeah, really.
She walked around set calling herself the queen of the universe.
It was less humble. But for the cameras, I shed a tear. I'm so grateful. This is the problem of getting paired with a friend to do this interview, because I can't get away with anything.
Okay, go back to being sweet.
Okay. Let me try. Go back to being sweet. Yeah, I mean, they're dream scripts. They're dreams. It's like Christmas morning. You get a script and it's like, holy fuck, I get to do this. It's gonna be incredible. Like, I get to do it with this person. I get to do this scene. I get to, it's like, yeah, it blows your mind, really. It's exciting. Especially
for Marco, especially when he gets to see the speeches on the page. Yeah. There's like the Marco and me just like, ooh, yes, I get to hear my voice. They get to hear my voice. It's like feeling like the words have an aliveness to them and can't help but just like well up in you. It's so well written and so perfect for the character that was definitely exciting, because I don't know what those are going to look like. I don't know what his big orations will materialize like, but that's exciting for sure. To see his opportunities to like be on display.
What was it like? I am curious for each of you, the last day of filming, and did you notice in the days leading up to that last day that you were possibly borrowing a few extra things here and there from set and taking them home?
I didn't take anything home. That's just like, I just drummer is so like, I just want to leave her be. Her life is so different from mine. And I didn't take anything. But definitely I actually shot the very, very last scene of the last day. That was me and my crew, Sam Salem and Vanessa Smythe, who I love so dearly. I mean, it was kind of surreal, to be honest. Like everybody, they had a big screen set up so all of our producer friends and writer friends could zoom in, and we're like, hey, woo, we did it. But yeah, it was really weird. It's like really nice to all be together to do press now, because I feel like we didn't have that chance at the time, it was like pre-vaccine depths of the pandemic. So we were all pretty isolated then.
For you?
Yeah, it was a trip. A bunch of you guys from my last day showed up. I think I had a speech. You
think Keon did a speech.
I mean, Marco did a speech and then Keon did a speech.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of speechifying, but it was sweet. I mean, having them around for the last day, it was definitely, it's been a strange experience, sort of like disentangling from that guy. That's definitely a trip.
Have you been trying to disentangle?
But I did take, this is probably not supporting my disentangling process, but I did take his amazing belt buckle that I jammed with our wardrobe designer Joanne Hansen to design with specific geometry and a lot of beautiful specifics on there. So they gifted that to me. So I'm pretty happy to still have that, and I sleep with it for sure when I'm when I'm having Marco dreams.
Yeah, man, that's intense.
Yeah, pretty juicy.
For both of you, I would imagine getting to portray these characters is going to be something that you take with you the rest of your life. What do you think you're going to miss most about actually inhabiting these roles?
It's such a rare treat as an artist to be given a script that sometimes you get it and it's like, holy fuck, how am I going to do this? Like the script challenges us to rise to the occasion. Sometimes I don't know, especially like our main job is auditioning, and you get auditions and you're like, this is such garbage. And you have to like try to find ways to like make it believable almost, you know what I mean? Which is the exact opposite of this experience where you're like, oh my God, I have to inhabit this. And so to be challenged in that way, it's incredible. It's an incredible experience. So that's what I'll miss the most about playing drummer, for sure.
And there's a word that Marco uses that really like is still rippling within me, which is, you must be audacious. And I think there's something really, like, if I knew that I only had a certain number of days or months to live, I think immediately my audacity would increase. I think I would take risks and put myself out there in a lot of ways. And I think that's, I honor and I value his audacity. Like, for better or for worse, he's putting himself out there and he's making those big choices, and he's literally lunging himself pelvis first towards his vision.
I would imagine that this show, actually, I'm going to switch there's a different question. I think there's a lot of people behind the scenes that don't get recognized for their contributions to the Expanse and everything, that to make this series. So maybe for each of you, who's like an unsung hero that you want to give like a shout out to and like just thank them for their work?
Oh my God. Well, Verity, who does my makeup, Verity Fiction.
And my
she
makeup.
did your makeup too. Yeah. That's true. She's rad. She's just like such a boss. Like, keep an eye out for her. I feel like she's going to become a producer extraordinaire and like take over the world. She's worked on several incredible projects, and she's just a real bombshell of a human. Super smart, super funny, super talented.
Amy in production office.
Amy
was holding this ship together in a lot of ways.
Yeah. She's amazing.
Behind the scenes, Lewin Webb. Lewin was there with us every day, always had our back.
Yeah.
One of the producers.
I would say Jason Vieira, our Steadicam operator, is like just a dream of a human being, super talented. He's like responsible for so much of that zero G feeling, and like really be like almost straddled the line between being cast and crew, because he
Wow.
danced with us, right? Like it was like
Totally.
choreography we were doing with him.
Oh yeah.
And we had like a language together.
Yeah, with the support of the amazing cinematographer Jeremy Benton.
Yeah, I mean Jeremy, he's amazing.
Who is amazing. But there's a scene, I can't wait for everyone to see it, but in episode 6, where Jason did something that I've never seen done before. I saw him move in a gymnastic way that I've never seen, and he found some magic with me. He was literally my dance partner in this long scene in episode 6 that is just magic. Like, there's so many people, to answer your question, there's so many people who have invested like heart, soul into this to make this magic. And it is truly, it may not be the case in every instance, but this is truly like a group undertaking. This is truly like a communal effort that required investment above and beyond what's required of you at the level of your job. It's like pouring your soul into creating this creative enterprise, and this is one of those rare ones where that magic comes from everyone's investment,
every department, I mean, yeah, to say nothing,
we can't list everyone.
We're like doing the credits basically, like the whole props team, like the VFX team, like
sets, lighting.
No, I think that a lot of people, they see what's on the screen, but I don't think a lot of people realize the amount of people behind the scenes. Like, it's one thing to look at the credits, but unless you've stood there on set to see what it really takes, I just think a lot of people don't realize how many people are bringing this to life.
How many people it took to help us just get our suits on. Not a joke. Like multiple people helping. It's I'm telling you, it's a team effort.
I basically have to stop, but I'm just gonna I think I can sneak in one more. I was just curious if you could talk about, if you could keep one of the sets that you've worked on or been on, which one would you want to keep in like your backyard?
The Pella is the most amazing spaceship I've ever seen. It's better than all the other ones, and it has 2 floors and is beautiful.
The office of the behemoth with the Brokeback Cowboys in the background.
I like both of those answers. Listen, thank you so much for your work.
Yeah.
Have a great day.